Many of you may be wondering why I created these and did these interviews of men inside prison. A lot of people think the most important thing about criminal activities and those that perform those things is we need to lock them up, get them out of our minds, get them off our streets. They're worthless, have no purposes. But as I was going in my adventures working with a team that would do special events on the prison, and then we applied to the state of California for the license to be able to film inside prison, and I interviewed these men. You see my use of the word wisdom, you see my use of the word uh, to the streets, speak to the kids on the street. You'll hear me doing that in there because I realized that the lie or the deception that's being given to people in prison, those that haven't gone in yet, and the kids that are joining gangs and doing the criminal activity, is that if you go to prison, then you'll get street cred. You'll get great things come your way. But when you hear the men in the prison interviews, no great things come their way. No success plan has come their way. They haven't gone in there and made great relationships. They haven't improved their family situation. They haven't become mighty men of valor. They certainly haven't made their way in society because the society in prison is nil, zip, nada. And that society in there, when you have to live such a racially segregated life, and you have to be looking over your back all the time, and who's going to get me? Is this my day to be stabbed up, beat up, or locked up into the deepest hole of the place? Because if a riot goes out in a yard, then what do I have to do? I have to jump in, and if I don't jump in, then I'm jumped later. And there'll be another riot when they come to get me. So the whole mentality of inside prison is not true. The reality that the kids are being given out here. And also what happens is you have these families where there's a man put in prison and he's got his son or his daughter out here, and they're having to uh, live up to that credit. They're having to live up to the standard that their dad set. And so I wanted the dads to speak to their their family and say, please don't come in here, don't come in here. This is not the life. And in those, I see in the comments that'll say to me, well, that guy is PC, that guy's PC, S and Y, he's a rat. Listen, if you ever want to see your family, if you ever want to do anything of any value in life, it's not going to be done by stabbing people in prison. It's not going to be done by doing gang activities in prison. How's that going to improve your children that are on the street? How's that going to improve them? They won't get anything sent to them. And if they do get something sent to them by the gang or the cartel or whatever it is, all that'll do is put the kid in touch with what? It'll just put him in touch with going and being on a prison yard with his dad. How many guys that I met, because I used to operate a drug rehab for the men coming out of prison, I'd meet these men that would talk about that terrible day when they looked up and they looked across the yard and they saw their son, their brother, coming into the prison. They would see one of their kids coming into the prison wearing the same blue with the yellow lettering and come walking in. They would see them in the in the intake and where they would be bringing them in, and they'd see them there, and their hearts would be broken Because why? Because they just followed in Dad's footsteps. Sorry about that. There goes my dog barking there. I'm at home today. So that's why I wanted to put that out. So please, be merciful to those guys in there. And by the way, they can't respond back to you. When you send a message to them, there's no response. There's no special hotline phone where they can run over and receive your message. They don't have any devices in there. They don't have YouTube. they, they don't have anything. All they have is a kind of a fake 3 meals a day in a prison, a yard to walk around. Oh yeah, they got some jobs. And of course, you know how terrible it is, the minimum wage in society out here. Guess what could be a minimum wage in there? 25 cents an hour. So yeah, they have that. They have a bunch of groups to do. They can go to groups. They can go in there, and those are the best thing that's happened to them because they can go into those groups and actually they're taking time off their record and getting themselves positioned because of those decisions they make to not be a killer anymore. They have to make a decision. I'm not going to be a killer anymore. I'm not going to represent a gang anymore, even though I might love those guys out there. I just can't represent them because they do not give me an opportunity. None of them are going down and hiring me attorneys to get out of here. None of them are going to court saying, I want to stand up for him because he's an upstanding person. None of them are doing that. It's their families that are doing it. So come on, be merciful to those that are sitting in those prisons over there. And when you see one of those guys come up, the thing I say to you is offer up a prayer. Like I see some of your comments, is I'm praying for you. I'm standing with you. And I wish I could give all the things to. I wish I could give all that information to the guys inside, but there's no way to do it. But thank you very much for viewing these. Share them around because they will help turn the younger generation away from the prison system, away from criminal activity. So thank you very much. Have a great day.